way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV. That ain't working, that's the way you do it. Money for nothing and your chicks for free. Now that ain't working, that's the way you do it. Let me tell you, damn guys ain't dumb. Maybe get a blister on your little finger. Maybe get a blister on your thumb. We got to install microwave ovens, custom kitchen deliveries. We got to move these refrigerators. We got to move these color TVs.
Conan's a good book. Conan is far from good.
You haven't read it. That's why you don't know.
No, I've read Conan before.
Not this Conan you haven't
It doesn't
read.
matter. It's all the same.
It's not the same.
All the same. He walks into a
Kicks
place,
in the door,
says,
does it to the tavern.
Wench, give me
orders
some ale.
mead.
Yeah,
Everybody drinks mead.
Wench, give me some mead.
He doesn't say it. They just give it to him. They
And
know
then,
that
then he finds a woman. He goes.
They find
brings
him.
it-
Women find them. Women
and
find Conan.
and it's always a witch.
It
It's like, oh,
it
no,
turns
I
into a
just
witch or
had
like
sex
a
with
snake
witch,
god or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, and then he's got to chop the head off or
Leads
something.
an adventurous sex life.
Yeah, same thing over and over again.
But it's been perfected.
Oh yeah, perfected. He sucks.
You just don't like barbarians. You're anti-barbarian.
I am an anti-barbarian. Yep.
To each his own.
We need to eliminate barbarians.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
You seen him handle a sword?
Barbaric would kill him.
I don't think so.
The sword's alive. I mean, it talks, it eats.
And?
Gru would beat Conan.
Oh my god. Here we go. No, Groot would not beat Conan.
I think there's a Flash book out this week, isn't there?
Glenn, don't trigger me.
So we do the new this week tonight? We do the new this week?
Is Flash this week?
I thought.
I don't think it is. It was last week, I think.
Oh, that sucks.
No, it's fine. Believe me. There's no Flash book.
We're still going to talk about it. The Flash is going to be...
When did you become a Wally West hater?
I didn't say I hated Wally
You went
West.
back and read that #1 from the
Oh, yeah.
80s,
Yeah,
right?
then I decided I didn't like him.
You loved him up until then.
Yeah. And then I realized how much of an ass he really was.
He changed as a person. He grew.
I think I just became a
You're
non-Flash
anti-barbarian,
fan.
you're anti-Speed Force, I think.
Yeah.
Those are two things you don't like in comics. Barbarians and Speed Force.
Yeah,
so
I'm not-
Fast Barbarians would be the worst for you.
Oh, that'd be awful.
That'd be your nightmare book.
Yeah.
Drawn by John Romita Jr.
I mean, his artwork may fit for the Fast Barbarian. Bunch of scratchy crap that's going on there. And it could be Cartoon Man, it's Ed McGuinness.
I don't think he's ever drawn the Flash, has he?
Mita?
Yeah, I don't think he has. And Jeff Johns wrote a lot of Flash.
Jeff Johns is my favorite Flash. It is my favorite run of Flash. He actually made the villains relatable and yeah.
The whole Rose Gallery.
Yep. After that, it really wasn't that good. But Flashpoint was awesome.
They stumbled with they've had a lot of different creative teams that haven't really
They
hit
put
the park.
Joshua Williamson on after that, and I like a lot of his stuff. His Flash wasn't good. I didn't like his Flash.
He's solid. It was decent.
I'm talking right after Jeff Johns stuff, not because I think he did.
He did it recently too.
He did it recently, yeah. Which I wasn't reading that, but I thought he did it after Jeff Johns left, and it just wasn't it.
They had Jeremy Adams on for a while, who was pretty good, but it wasn't like Jeff Johns or Mark Waid Flash. But those guys are hard to compare to.
I liked Flashpoint, but I hate multiverse stuff. But I kind of like that story.
It's just done well.
Yeah, very
Drawn well, written well.
Yeah, because most multiverse stuff is never usually done well. But overall, no, Speed Force sucks. Flash runs slow.
He's pretty powerful.
It needs help. It needs Speed Force.
Speed Force gives you a lot of power.
Yeah.
Crazy things.
Hey, they used to run on the treadmill.
Treadmill. Flash. Wally West still has a treadmill, I think.
And Barry Allen, I was never a really big fan of.
Just that character, Barry Allen's not very interesting.
No, I didn't read most of Mark Waid's Flash either. I didn't care for it. I read some of Grant Morrison's Flash.
Oh yeah.
I think that's when I actually started reading it too.
Yeah.
I think he only did a little. My first one, I really started getting back into Flash, and it was a story about his invisible friend. And I go, this is the dumbest freaking thing I've ever read.
In the 90s?
So it was maybe 10, 12 issues before Jeff Johns jumped on. And actually, his invisible friend wasn't really his invisible friend. He had hurt his kid, but it was actually an alien that went over sound waves. Okay. So we'd always been able to hear him and talk to him. And by the end, I said, "Oh, that was a really good story." And I read the next issue, the next set, and then stuff was okay. And then Jeff Johns hit the scene, and it's like, this stuff is awesome.
Jeff Johns and Scott Collins together. Yep. Those guys are a good team.
Yeah. I don't like Scott Collins' artwork now as much as I
Seemed
did
like
back
he's
then.
kind of rushing it, like phoning it in a little bit.
Yeah.
Like not really
Yep,
putting as much care into the details.
I
He used
agree.
to.
Yep,
It was never like picture perfect. He was always a little bit messy, a little bit weird, but
I loved his backgrounds.
Yeah.
I used to stop and just look at his backgrounds. When he did a city background, there's just so much like little
Lot to look at,
details.
yeah.
Little details in it. Almost kind of like a Juan Jose Rip, except Juan Jose Rip upped it. His was a little more cartoony.
Yeah.
A little more
a
cartoony.
little messier, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
and then Rip took that.
refined it.
Yeah, and made it so like when you looked at the stuff, you could read the can that was in the
That's
gutter.
the kind of artwork you could stop and look at for a while if there's not a lot of words in the book or on the page, you can look at his artwork and kind of just soak it all in
Yep,
and
I agree.
appreciate it.
I agree.
Oh my God, that book's beat.
Yep.
Jesus.
So now you get an ad here for all the other classic illustrateds.
Yeah.
That's the last one that came out, even though this is number 70. So when you look in the price guide and you look up under Classic Illustrated, it'll show 92, 95, or whenever they put out one with them. So you see, okay, 92. You look up. So let me get the price guide.
Are you understanding this?
I'm soaking it all in.
Well, somebody may ask you a question someday, and you should have the answer.
I will have the answer
know?
now.
I know you're a magic man, but you can also be a classic illustrated man too.
So this is the second one of them. You get edition number 1, 71. Edition number 2, number 92.
Wow.
92 is
Second print.
no. They reprinted these a million times. I mean, some of these have been printed minutes. So that's they did 12 different printings of these. Which so at some other point you'll get one of these and it'll be at number 162, which means there's 162 other ones out, and that's that printed. So you have to go by, and that's how you find the number. It was a pain in the ass. I had to Google it to figure out how to get Classic Illustrateds. Because like I said, I think I have close to a full run of Classic Illustrateds.
This doesn't look like a good book to read.
Yeah.
You know.
That one probably not. I mean, but it was a novel at some point. But yeah, so they got like Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
War of the Worlds.
Yeah, there's some strange titles.
Yep, a lot of Shakespeare. Every Shakespeare
Travels.
one. Gulliver's Travels is in there. Yep. And this one's pretty beat. That's why it's $3.
Oh, yeah, that one is pretty beat.
Yeah, his Silas Marner. I had to read this when I was in school. The Red Rover, Rob Roy. You may have watched the movie at one point.
I think I did.
No, The Downfall.
Roddy Piper.
That's it. That's all I have. That's all I have here. But like I said, I think this could be close to a full run, if not a full run at your house.
Yeah.
Price them up. That's why I always make sure there's a few. There's always someone coming. You get any Classic Illustrateds, and they'll pick through a few. But I mean, I had some really good ones, and they're just like impossible to sell. Like first editions at times, and not in great shape, but still, no one wants to pay $50 for a Classic Illustrated book.
I don't even want to pay $50 for any book.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably pick one of these out to buy today. Get those next week. Cross them off my list. These are the books that I on my want list. So he has a copy of what I want. So for Spider-Man. So anytime a Spider-Man comes in that I want, he'll put it aside for me.
That's because that's what they did.
And if I decide I'm going to want it, I'll just take it off my list. You know, some books I won't take if they're not in very good shape. I don't need to have mint copy, but I want all the pages, and I don't want ripped, torn, big tears in the cover or anything like that. But I don't need to have
Oh yeah.
perfect copies.
Oh yeah.
And I'd love to read the Substack.
Yep.
Okay, Glenn.
75. Is that already at your house?
Yeah, that one's crossed off.
These are in great shape.
Yeah. Well, why don't we see if the we'll take So
Check to
I
see.
think there's a 75 at your house.
Okay.
I want to hold off. Just want to see which one is the better looking
Okay.
copy.
I think it's gonna be the one at the house.
Yeah.
By looking at this one, yeah. All right. So double check 75.
Right.
Now he's going around
Yep.
back. Does he?
I do the Scotty Young covers. Always Creep Show. Excellent book. And I don't know why I still buy this, but I do.
Which one's that?
Batman.
Oh.
Yeah, I always pick up Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider's excellent. I love the art in it. Story's good. What else did I pick up? I just picked up something else too. I like a lot of the Star Wars books. I know Glenn makes fun of them, but I buy them all. I think they're cool. I spend a lot on comics. Is my wife watching this? It goes right to the bedroom. She has no idea. I hope she's not watching. No, I spend a lot. I spend a lot on comics. I do toys, cards. I do everything. I mean, there's new characters that come out that are kind of odd. Let's think. Well, I remember when, like, New Mutants 98 was in a quarter bin. It was a book no one cared about. Now it's clearly one of the biggest keys there is. Beta Ray Bill was literally nothing, and now, you know, his first appearance is a $100 book. Indies are, like, really big now. I remember when Ninja Turtles first came out, you couldn't get a copy of it. We had to, like, try and find a store that had a copy of it, and no one collected. I literally pulled it off the shelf, and I got a third printing. That's how hard it was to get. And we read it, and we were like, oh, my God, this is like nothing else before. Like, there was just nothing written like that. I remember when Vigilante came out, that was like pre-Punisher. And that was a book that was like another thing you would look at and be like, oh my God, this is ultra violent. Now you read it and it's like this tame. But back then, the paper quality was awesome. It was just such a premium book, and it was like such an adult book. So for a kid to read that, it was like, oh my God, this is something wicked cool that we're not going to see again. But, you know, clearly we see it all the time. I mean, there's 20 different Punisher-style books on the wall every week, you know. And now Punisher isn't even Punisher anymore, you know. But, yeah, I mean, trends come and go. You just buy what you like. That's all. Sometimes, I mean, when I bring home a stack, like this is small for me. I usually bring home more. But maybe 2 out of these, I'm like super psyched to read. The rest are just like, yeah, I'll read it to continue the story, or I've been collecting this book for 30 years. I got to keep getting it. You know, there might be something cool in here, or I like the cover, but some of them I just buy out of habit. I really do. But, you know, there's a couple every week that I'm super psyched about, but I don't know. I've been reading these things for such a long time. It's like, it's hard to surprise me, you know? So when something actually does surprise me, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. I mean, there's only so many ways you can write something, but I've been by Batman forever. Zdarsky is one of my favorite writers, but how many times can you write the same Batman story over and over? Go back to some of the old ones that we haven't had in such a long time. Like, I like how they started redoing Scarecrow. Where is he now? It's like he's not featured all the time. I like the cheesy old DC villains too. Like, you can always bring some of those guys back and turn them into modern, cool villains. You know what I'm saying? Seems like they're running out of stories, and a lot of the creative stuff is like indie. I find that the indie stuff's pretty creative, but again, you get 4 or 5 issues of it, and then it's gone, and you're like over it already. I mean, I've been a DC collector forever. I mean, every once in a while I'll see something cool, but it also seems to fade. Like, I like the first few issues of the new Avengers run. I'm losing interest. I actually like bad artwork. I fight with Glenn all the time. I love Dustin Nguyen and Lemire. I love that combination. I think it works awesome. You know, I like stylized artwork also. When you see it, you're like, okay, I know who that is. You know, covers really don't do it for me. I mean, there's certain cover artists that I'll buy. Like, I love Scotty Young because he's different. DNA is one of my favorite cover artists. Zerdy. There's like a lot of great cover artists, but I usually don't buy stuff for the covers. I like a good story. The art, it's secondary for me. I mean, if it's goofy comic book art, like cartoon art, but I mean, that works in certain things. Like Stray Dogs was awesome. It's got to just hit right with the story. This is excellent, by the way. Oh, dude, it's awesome. Well, I don't know. The artwork in this one kind of stinks. Let me reconsider, because usually, let's go back to an old one. It was 16. Pull an older one. I mean, look at that artwork, dude. That's awesome. That's great right there. I mean, if you look at all the little, tiny little pieces there, it's just so well done. Look at the colors in that, dude. Look how pretty Poison Ivy is. It's like really well done. But now I might be off this book. Yes, I like that artwork, but this is just lazy artwork. It's terrible. I hope it's just see, look how cartoony it is in this one compared to the last one. See, artwork can only enhance it or turn it off for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't buy this book or not buy it, but I mean, I'll read the story. That's what it looked like in the other stuff, you know? I think this person, Takara, was the one who was doing the art before. Yeah, yeah. It's got to be different. I'll read it. If it's good, I'll keep going, but... And that totally contradicts, I guess, everything I already said, but... Ooh. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Look at that. Look how goofy he is. Look how goofy he is in that. I hope the story's good. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
I won't make you bow. All right, it's nope. You won't have to do that at all. You knew before I was famous. All right, I'll see you later. That was Jason's daughter.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah. She goes, am I one of the, because they called me yesterday when they said, hey, you're breaking the internet, right? I said, don't worry, I'll remember all the little people that before you guys are,
prices go up next week.
I go, you guys are my friends before I became famous. I'll start remembering you. So she calls, she goes, I'm one of the little people too, right? You know?
Yeah, and then Mark Miller.
Oh, you just caught me complaining about the new art in this book. Look at this, dude.
If you go to the toilet,
How bad that is.
That's awful.
I like crap.
Oh yeah, I know.
But this is looks like a slee stack.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, because I know usually if I can find something that is like the worst thing in the world, you're the first person I think of, and you usually like that shit.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But this is not so bad. It's good. This is just bad that it's
yeah.
bad.
No, that is bad. Who's the artist?
Well, they have the Vecchio. Is that the new?
Yeah, Luana Vecchio.
DC finally gets a hit. Now they cheap out on the art.
That is not good.
Bad, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Why can't I remember his name? Killer Croc. Yeah, Killer Croc. Yeah, that does not look like that's not a crocodile there. That's a slee stack.
Yeah,
I mean, look, that is a Saturday morning. That's a monster that chases Scooby Doo on Saturday morning cartoons right there.
Was so good before this.
Yeah.
And even the coloring's bad. It just goes from purple to green, straight up purple to green.
I think there's
yellow to. It's like
I think I said she's a colorist.
they're cheaping out on like the title that was like their biggest hit this year.
Yep.
Like
Guest
surprise
artist.
hit.
Guest artist and color. Oh, guest. Okay, good. It's only a guest artist.
Okay.
All right, that's good. Good.
I don't have to fire it now.
All right, yeah. Yeah.
I'll take one bad issue. I know, right?
Well, it's a guest artist, so
shit, man. Fuck it.
I feel better about this purchase now.
Yeah, I feel better too because I really hate to have to keep on cutting more stuff from DC. You know, it's. I mean, at what point in life? I mean, did you think you were gonna you're only gonna sell like 9 Green Lantern books? You know, right? It just it's
and no Superman books. Superman doesn't sell nowadays. He's just too boring for young people, man.
I was just like, that's
Younger people want something different. I think the only people who collect Superman still are in their 60s or
Phil Kajewski. He loves Superman, right? Yeah, he's in his 50s. You know, it's.
I mean, I like Superman. I don't buy it now. Yeah. I like the old ones.
I'm a fan of Superman, but I don't really read it. I don't read it. I mean, I think Dan Jurgens, when he came back and was doing action, he did a good job of it again. It was good. Jason Aaron's starting it now, so they're trying to bring a big name on it. They never should have taken Dan Jurgens off the book. Yeah, at that time. I think they gave it to Bendis after that.
I never really read it.
No. I used to be a huge fan of Bendis. I think he lost it. It would be better if he took a break, got his creative juices flowing again, and back. I mean, because Bendis used to be the guy, it didn't matter what he wrote, I would pick it up and try it. Now it's not. Now it's like, what is this? We're good.
Of people I used to do that with. Now I can't really think of one. I mean, there are guys that I like better than others.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few writers out there that I'll try anything that they do. I'll give it at least, the first issue, the first 2 issues. And I'd say Ed Brubaker's one that I will love. Yeah, I love him. I never read his X-Men stuff just because I don't like X-Men that much that even him being on it didn't get me to want to say, hey, I want to try this. I
haven't liked X-Men in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, they used to be one of my favorites as a kid, but
They still whine. It's been 50 years of whining, you know?
About being mutants.
The mansion playing baseball on the front yard. I don't want them in some island somewhere.
Hey, they now have their own island, and they rule. And they're still whining. They became what they hated. Because now it's like, hey, if you don't let us go back and forth into your country, you can't get the cure for this.
But you can't come to our country unless you're a mutant.
Right. So, I mean, so they became what they hated. Stop your whining. The 26 when you're ready.
Just get that number.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guy? Best day of the week. It's new comic book day, guys. Oh, Glenn seems very animated today up there. What's he talking about? Wrestling? Stick to what stay in your lane. What we've established. If we want you to go out of the lane, we'll let you know.
I just, he had his opinion. He expressed his opinion. He did it without a lot of rhetoric or hate, and yet somehow people still manage to find reasons to make it political or to try to denounce his opinion because he's either too old or... Yeah, people who have that opinion probably haven't read a comic in 20 years. And right at the top of it says you've been a retailer for 30 years. But like I said, Jimmy Palmiotti was backing you up. He was saying that this is what I tell new writers all the time. Do your research. Read some of those old books before you take on a title, so you know who you're writing.
Yeah, that's a good.
I don't think they do it though anymore.
No, they don't.
Right.
You know why?
They
Because
think
they want to do their
I
own
know who
shit.
Spider-Man is. He swings. He swings from webs and climbs up buildings. I don't need to know who Peter Parker is. I just need to know what Spider-Man does and whatever. I'll have him in a magic castle fighting wizards. And you're like, that's not what Spider-Man is. I mean, you can do that. But it's not
Maybe in the 90s.
Spider-Man.
What do we always say here? Oh, it's on this mug right here. Just tell me a good story. That's all we're looking for. That's the bottom line.
I mean, but again, that's subjective.
Right.
But I don't understand why, like these characters that have been around, some of them 80 years, they're successful. Why do you feel we need to change them now? I mean, it's one thing, to modernize them a bit,
Maybe
change some things
maybe
up.
that's for another universe. Keep it, maybe that's a different alternate universe, kind of like what we like. That's it.
But what I'm saying is you can modernize
Fresh.
Spider-Man and Captain America without changing who they are fundamentally. Well, like Andrew Garfield's version of Peter Parker was a more modern version of Peter Parker, but it was still essentially Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm. So let's get back to the harangue. I didn't get that far. So Kate's Mr. Dallas,
He started it.
Mr. Texas. So what? You guys were going back and forth?
Oh no! Someone posted part of our video.
How long ago was that?
Yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah,
it shows
yeah.
you how things travel very quickly.
Yeah. So he started it, and then
About what?
I was just mentioning that you need to step up and stop writing crappy comics.
Oh, well, we always, like the same with the art.
Yeah.
We always talk about it every time.
It upset some creators. And some creators started to shit on me. Oh, it's the fat bald guy, or this and that.
One
It's
of those
yeah.
haranguing.
Yeah,
So
well-
now it becomes a beauty contest.
well, right. So it had nothing to do with what I said. It had to do with what I looked like.
You had this open before these guys probably wrote their first, fucking paragraph about a comic
There's a
book.
possibility of some of them.
Probably
Yeah.
pretty much. Or
Yeah.
someone like me, 1966. I've been reading comics,
Yeah.
and we've always talked about artwork and writing. It's diluted.
But what ends up happening though is the fans
Stuck up.
rallied behind me,
why not?
to the point where some of these creators actually took it off their Twitter feed now because they were just getting ragged on too much. It's Mark Miller came out and
He agreed
contacted me and actually did an interview with me, and it's online right now.
Yeah, that's what he said. But
I can't believe I did it.
he
I
agreed
only
with
did
you.
it like 4 hours ago with him. That was quick. That was really quick.
This guy's right. Maybe we got to start writing better.
He didn't like the way I was
artwork.
being bullied by people. He goes, I'm a retailer. I mean, I've been doing it for 30 years. I know what's selling and what's not selling.
You're a mom and pop store, brick and mortar. You are not a corporate, mesh. It's what you are. You've been here for 30 plus years. So did you single out Kate's at all?
Nope, I didn't single out
Didn't anybody? You just said in a general.
Yeah.
So that sounds like to me just a little bit of
the people that were hurt by it.
A little sour grapes.
Well, the people that were hurt by it were people who thought, I think he could be talking about me. Well, then you must be guilty of something if you felt that.
Then once again, it goes back to think about why Miller contacted you. I can only imagine all the jerks when they saw the place saying, "Oh, look at this little dump and all that bullshit."
That came from the comic creators.
Yeah,
it didn't come from the fans,
from
right?
The fans,
right. It came from the fans. These guys are the professionals that should not be acting like that.
No, very unprofessional. You know what? That's part of being a professional, is taking the criticism and making yourself better from it, from the criticism. Whether it's warranted or not, that means you look inside yourself and say, yeah, I can do better.
Yep, I think everything else is good to look at.
Woohoo! No, I'm just going to see if there's anything in here that sparks my interest. Go over to the work table.
They're not going to change something from Red and Dry.
Let me just... These are beautiful Spidey books, but I'm not a huge Spidey fan. And the prices are damn sweet. Now we're talking. Yes. Yep. I think I have this one, but I will double check. Check into that. Yep. Ooh. First appearance of the Inhumans, and it's a beautiful book. Real clean. Why does that feel like 2 books? I think I have that, but I will check. Might be filling my file up again.
All right.
Because these books, I mean, even though I'm not a huge X-Men nor Spidey fan, these books are gorgeous and your prices are fantastic. Except for the one with the letter page cut out. My entire Spider-Man collection from Amazing Fantasies 15 to 100 was thrown to the dump by accident. My father.
Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh!
Is he still alive?
Nope. Wanted to. Once I found out. But it happens. When they went to the dump, I was 9. When I found out that they went to the dump, I was 16. I'm 52 now, and he just recently passed away, and I bugged him every year since I found out. But it was a mistake.
X-Men 23.
So this. Is that what a fullback feels like?
This guy's got
Feel how thick that is?
Well, it's bagged and boarded twice.
Okay.
It was bagged and boarded 3 times. I took the other one. I go. This is totally unnecessary.
Right.
Yep. Nope. It's bagged and boarded twice. I think he's got a golden age here, the silver age here. Then he had another one. He had another one over that, and I go.
Can you afford a magazine size?
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous book.
I
wish I didn't buy the other one off you. I bought a 3.5, 4 off you.
Yeah.
And that was really reasonably priced. That's really reasonably priced. That's gorgeous. Trade?
Huh.
These I'll pick up next week.
Sure.
You gotta take the bulk ones off your hands.
I have a first appearance of Squadron Supreme, first appearance of Nighthawk, first appearance of Living Monolith. Who cares? But still a first appearance, you throw it up, Because some people, if that's up on the wall, somebody says, "Oh, Living Monolith, the first appearance, I need this." He could be in the movie from 2052. I better grab that now. I'll be dead by then, but it's okay.
It's coming in. It's gonna be in the movie right after Paste Pot Pete.
Yes, dude. I would watch Paste Pot Pete. Okay.
I finally saw the panel. I mean, the panel where he goes, "They didn't take Paste Pot Pete seriously, but they now fear the Trapster." And I'm like, oh, from bad to worse.
I remember there was one book where, "Hey, are you Paste Pot Pete?" I'm no, I'm the Trapster. I'm not Paste Pot Pete. And you flip it out. No, I have a guy. He's probably going to come in this week. He needs this book for his list, but he wants to take a look at it first. So if he doesn't want it,
Mimic?
No, Polaris.
Oh, Polaris. Pretty damn clean. And Stranko cover. Yes, I'll take it.
Okay.
If he doesn't want it.
Okay. Yep.
Obviously.
All right. Yep. If he doesn't want it, I'll toss it. I'll just toss it over.
Fine.
Yep.
Also in that box was 1 through 6 of the Hulk. So it's ridiculous the amount of money that it was just hell.
I tend to like busting people's balls, and especially if they're my friends and stuff. I don't even make
That's a
mention
topic that we don't talk
yeah,
about.
That's what when he says, "Hey, do you want to tell a story?" Should I? No, you tell the story. I want nothing. I'm never going to bring that topic up. There's certain things, even with friends where you can make fun of pretty much anything with anything. That's just one thing you don't. And especially me being a fan and being a fan of Spider-Man too. I know how I'd feel if my Amazing Fantasy 1 through 100 got thrown in the trash too. Yeah, I already know how I would feel. Yeah, we wouldn't be joking about it.
Well, the funny thing is like he knew what he liked and what he didn't really care about. Like there was no problem, right? He could tell you at any given time where his, run of New Gods were, where the run of Mr. Miracle was. But like, where's that box of Spider-Man that's quite possibly worth $500,000? Oh, I don't know. I threw it out. I got to run. I got to go pick up some gear for the company.
All right.
So, thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Eric.
Catch you soon.
Yeah, we'll see ya. Nope. I have no ones left, so we can do one of two things. I can give you a deal on the number one I have on the shelf, or I can just order another one.
Could you just order another one?
I sure can. Yep, it'll probably be maybe a week or two.
All right.
That all right?
Yeah.
Yep, you got it. Yep. Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks.
Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on!